Child. Anyway, so
Hello, everyone. My name is Jayden, and I am arrived. I'm sad. Have you seen that TikTok where it's like, I'm sad?
No, what is it? Oh, let me be American. No, what is the TikTok from? What is it about?
It's a it's a sound, the I'm sad part, but it is when people are like, no, but I'm not sitting down for no man, and it's like, and then it's like, sit down. It's like, I'm sad.
I saw like somebody tweet, "I'm sad." I thought it was just funny. I didn't know what the
No
TikTok
one's
audio.
seen this, and I just keep saying like, I'm sad, and everyone's like,
So you're just out here sitting
you're just
for
sad.
everybody, Jayden?
Or
Oh,
they think
no.
I'm saying sad, and it's weird.
I thought you were saying set, like ready, set, like you're set to go.
No, I got it.
Okay, sorry. My name is Amira, and I am set, ready to go.
Yeah.
Wow, it has been. Folks are seeing the reflection and don't know how to act.
Right.
It's been so long since we've recorded together. It's so good for us to be here together in person again. Oh my gosh, let's not do that again.
No.
Next time I plan on getting married, I'll just bring my equipment to the honeymoon. That's where I
Okay.
was. I was on the
Yeah.
honeymoon. Just for everyone listening at home. I don't know where you were though.
I was away.
Simply put, away.
Mhm.
Okay, Jayden, before we get carried away, where are we? Number one.
So we are on our first virtual, like, visual episode of Ciao Girl. Anyway, with Jayden and Amira, period.
You said what I love is that you said period, but your throat had a comma.
It did, because I almost wanted to, since it's the first visual
Yeah.
episode, give the full spiel. So people, if this is their first time seeing us on like a YouTube or a Vimeo, I have no idea why.
A Facebook,
A Facebook
whatever
watch.
it's called. Yeah. Yeah, Facebook watching.
So Child Anyway is a show that Amir and I are on. And it's just about some 20 somethings talking about politics, pretty people, pop culture, and yeah, things that are
Yeah.
on your timeline and all that and whatnot. So we hope you enjoy. Those who have listened, have left some reviews. Feel free to go check them out. Feel free to leave your own. It's 5 stars. Pick one of them. Don't just pick one, but pick most.
Pick 5.
Yeah. When you go to pick which star you want, pick the last one. It's like the lucky one.
That one will make all the other stars.
Right. And it'll
yellow.
like bounce
It's fine.
and dance
No,
and
it's
jump. Yeah.
But you know what? If you do want to leave 4, 3, 2, 1 stars, also let us know what we can do
Better.
differently. Not better, perhaps worse. But I also, before we start, I do want to address, we started talking about before we started recording, this racist green screen moment happening.
Mhm.
Like, let me know if next week I should just have a slick back because I just cannot take the stress.
Then we're gonna look bald.
That's
And
fine.
here we are.
That's fine. Okay, we've gotten away from it because I am getting distracted looking at your background now. So
Do you know he's in the picture?
wow.
He was like running around. Like, sit down. I'm sorry.
Added in post, just some like
Yeah.
laps around your head. There's no one in my picture but me. But Jayden and all those listening, thank you so much for sticking it out with us. We were gone for a while, but you guys stuck it out with us. And you guys came back. LOL, skip to 2 people listening to this episode because they were like, this show is inconsistent. So let's get started with our first segment, which, if you don't know, it's our moment of the week. This is where Jade and I share moments this week, last week, next week that made us say, ciao. Anyway, Jayden, and you know what? I'm already talking, so I'll just go first. Do you
Go
mind?
for it. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. You're so chivalrous. So my moment of the week is very simple. It's very relatable. I'm not always relatable, but this week I am. My moment of the week is the cost of food and how it's so expensive these days and how I can't even do what I used to do, which is like make up stuff to try. Now I have to buy food that I absolutely know I'm going to eat and that will absolutely like last for until I go to the grocery store again. And before, you know how it's like, oh, you ran out of bread milk, you go to the store, get bread milk. Now it's like, I have to wait till we run out of everything. Why would I
Mm.
buy milk when we have croutons? Put them together and make a sandwich, you know? It's like really trying times. So that's my moment of the week. How expensive food is, specifically eggs.
Oh,
Eggs. I
get your
love
own
it.
chicken at this point.
At this point,
And honestly, me and my mom were having a conversation about like the whole shop and get groceries to save money like argument. And it's like at this point, they're the same price.
as
Like
eating out, right?
as eating out and
Yeah.
shopping for groceries is the same exact price at this point. And gas prices just started going down. Like every day I see it, it's dropping a little bit more.
Oh, is it? Okay, good. So
Yeah.
wait, what is it today at Wawa, for example?
I don't use her, but when I went
Oh,
to BP yesterday, it was $4.79,
mm,
which doesn't sound. It sounds like a lot, but it was
mm.
$4.99 last week.
You know, it's going to be interesting. And X amount of years, when people revisit this moment, this episode, they'll be like, nothing complaining about $4 when gas is $20 now.
Right.
Like back in the day when you watch like a comedy special from the early 2000s, and like, oh my gosh, gas gone up to 230, and you're like, where? It's
Because baby, it's $95 right now.
literally, literally, it'd be cheaper to just go ahead and buy your own railroad station.
And here we are.
Anyway, and here we are. Jayden, what's your moment of the week?
So as we all know, my moment of the week is usually something to do with work. But don't worry, this week it still is, so it's not being anything new. Um for my people who hate change, felt and seen. Um basically at my job, I work in the COVID team. Like my job was given a grant to hire people to handle COVID vaccinations and COVID research and blah blah blah. So on my team, it was three of us when I first started, and we've been trying to hire people and find new people so we can like keep growing and keep moving. It's now just me, and I have been to like having to do the work that everyone else was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still trying to like talk about me. And it's been a lot of things happening at this job where it's not that I hate the work or necessarily what I do, but they're making it hard just by how messy they're trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they know who I am. And like, I will chew y'all up and like
You're
walk off.
you're not the one?
I'm not.
What
Nor
about
the
the two?
two.
Okay, no.
Okay, because two was there, but
It's
she's
still
not
not
me.
you? Dang.
Mm-mm.
You might want to let them know.
Yeah, because every 5 seconds I'm hearing about some complaint or some this, some that. When it's like, is the work getting done? Question mark, question mark. Am I the only person on the team? Question mark, question mark. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Now, have you shared this with your supervisor?
She's part of the issue.
Oh, what you mean?
Where so let's just get into it. There was an event, there was two events that were on the weekend. It was like Saturday and Sunday, and it was like the same event. It was just a 2-day thing.
Right.
So I went on Saturday, and I was the only person that does my job there. And my boss had left, and the nurses were talking how we were leaving at 2:30 today. And I was like, well, my schedule says 3. And they're like, oh, well, all of ours say 2:30. I said, well, it's not about to just be me here without no nurse, because then I can't do anything. And so I was like, guess we packing up at 2:30. So we start packing up at 2:30, and I'm like, okay, like I'm ready to go. And then we start getting more people, whatever. The next day, my boss comes to me a little later. It was like 2:15, 2:20, whatever. And she was like, we're not packing up yet. And I said, who said anything about packing up? And she said, oh, well, I had heard you had left early yesterday and we're not allowed to leave until the time on the schedule. And I said, we packed up because you said we could pack up. Like, you put on someone's schedule that we're done at 2:30. Who told you that I packed up? It was also that, like, who was telling you and trying to, everyone here understood that we was packing up at 2:30.
It's literally the only option.
Then the next day, I'm going to work, and she calls me and she's like, I want to talk to you because I heard yesterday y'all were saying y'all didn't want, someone told me yesterday that y'all were saying y'all didn't want to be here no more. Y'all were tired of this and da-da-da. I said, first of all, we were talking about the bugs at the event. We were ready to go because the bugs were like, you killed a bug and 6 more would be right next to it. Like, it was intense. And she was like, oh, you're talking about bugs? I said, yes. She was like, well, be careful what you say. I'm talking about bugs. What do you mean be careful what I say? And I know who it was snitching. And if you're listening to this, I'm coming.
Your mom's a hoe. Oh, yeah, Jayden's coming for you. Sorry.
If you listen to this, I'm coming for you.
And your mom's a hoe.
In that.
Wow. Let's, Jayden, take a break for some singing.
Okay.
I don't know what the ads are, but
we'll find something.
Yeah, let's take a quick break. And we're back. I don't know what the ad was. I'll ask Jayden later what the ads are. Where we left off was talking about work, expensive food, snooze. Let's talk about something fun or controversial fun.
Okay. Because y'all was real mad.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all was being some real haters.
Big hater energy.
We're talking about Drake's album.
Naturally.
Okay. Drake dropped, if you don't know, Drake dropped an album called Honestly, Nevermind. It was a surprise release. And my friend actually was on Instagram the minute it was uploaded, like the post. And he was like, Drake dropped an album. I said, what? And it was like, it comes out at midnight. I said, what? And I'm not a Drake fan, but when you gag me, you gag me. I cannot lie.
Okay.
Like, I'm not a stan, I'll say. Like, I listen to some of the music. I like the beat. I listen to some of his music, but I've never been like a diehard, like, my complaint has always been, and we may have even talked about it on like an episode many moons ago. The thing I've been missing from Drake is a solid body of work. Like, he'll give me a compilation album where it's like 45 songs, and where all I want, let me tell her, and all I wanted from him was like 14 tracks, quality sound, like, and it's good, and I can like dive into this world and leave it and just gag. So I listened to this album. Where was I at? I was supposed to go to my friend's house, and I was knocked out, and I woke up in the middle of the night because I was supposed to just take a nap. It didn't work like that. Woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like, I'm up, so let me listen. I put my headphones in, and I streamed, and I was like dancing and tooting in my bed. It was fun. And then I was like, oh, like, I like this. And then the next day I listened to it again. I'm like, wow, I really like this. And I have not stopped. Like when I say nonstop listening to this album, it will go off and I'll put it back on.
Mm.
I literally got home yesterday after work. We're not discussing. Got home, listened to the last track, got out, rolled up, put it back on. Like had my headphones on, standing outside dancing to this album. I think it's so good. And no one likes it, and everyone's like, it's oomps music or other things, whatever y'all be saying on social media. And I'm like, here's how I feel about other people feeling like they don't like it. I feel people's expectations got in the way. Like they heard Drake was coming out with something, and so they're like, like this is not what I wanted. This is not what I was expecting. Da, da, da. Like that's the first line of everyone's tweet or everyone's post. I wasn't expecting this. Like, I missed this. I want to hear this. Da, da, da. And then it's like, I would tell them, I'm like, no, go back and listen to it. I'm like, stop holding on to the fact that like Drake dropped an album, whatever. I'm like, picture my cousin I just sent you my cousin's album. And then some people would play into it. Some people wanted to fight. But either way, people, every time they went back and listened after, like, I told them, like, y'all have to let that expectation go. It was like, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought. Oh, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah. My question for you, Jayden, because I haven't listened to it yet. You mentioned that it's not what they expected, it's not what they wanted, but is it what we need in these trying times?
I think so.
Okay. And then my next question is, you also said that when you listened to it, you just woke up and you were in your bed. Then we listened to it again, you were standing outside. For best listenability, where should people be? Headphones, speakers, standing up, sitting down, laying down, in a car, walking through a park?
I think the summer-ist thing you could possibly do, you'll love it.
Okay. So for the beach girlies.
For the beach girl, the beach girls are gonna get
doors off the Jeep.
It makes me want to like drive down to the beach and like go lay out on the beach and listen to it again. Because like when I'm driving, I love listening to it, like long drives to different work events, or in like my studio headphone like style ones at the gym, like, or when I'm just getting ready in the morning or doing nothing. Like I just like listen to it at all times. But when I would say like people should listen to it to get the full effect, perfect scenario, picnic, like in the park, laying, reading a book, or doing like chilling, talking to friends, speaker, some food, some drinks, and like this music is just playing. Because it's so summery. Like, even though like he's talking about a certain person or like relationships and whatnot, it's so summery of a feel. And I gagged.
I can't wait to listen to it. I mean, I'm definitely sold. I did sort of plan on listening, but now I'm definitely going to listen because I want to gag. I want to be summery. I don't like the summer. So hopefully this will bring me into a liking of summer, perhaps.
It feels like summer.
I hope so. And you say you said before that he sings a little, it's repetitive. So what genre is this album? Is he rapping on it? Is it pop?
It's house.
Okay. So we're gonna be dancing.
Almost, yeah. And you have to get into it. For those who don't know about house music was around in like the 70s, 80s, like late 80s. And it was mostly like accepted by like the Black gay community. Like when you went to like the Black gay clubs, they were listening to house music, honey. And house music it's supposed to be a positive sound. So when we talk about Beyonce, which we'll talk about in a minute, that's why her sounds is more right. That's why hers made like the context of it be a little more positive and whatnot. And it's repetitious. So you're just constantly singing about like better days or like don't let them take your soul, or where it still has Drake in it because it's still like sad boy lover, like what's it called, he's like a helpless romantic, like a hopeless romantic type of thing, which that sound is also in house music, but house music is most known for like positive, upbeat, sounds.
Let me ask you this, because Drake is sort of like a chameleon, but
Mm-hmm.
not for this. Sometimes people accuse it as not for the sake of like, oh, I'm growing as an artist, but more so like an opportunistic, like, oh, this is what the people like these days. I'll do
Mm-hmm.
what the people like. Would you say that this album gives the vibe that like Drake is coming into a new sound because he's discovering what he likes or where he wants to be, or Drake is coming into the sound because he knows this is what the people need slash want slash will enjoy?
I think he knew that people weren't going to like it.
Mm,
Like, I think that was also expected with, and honestly, that's why I feel like there wasn't like a proper rollout. It was just like,
yeah.
honestly, just take it. Because if I'm going to, and I was telling my friend, I was like, I can roll this, he can roll this out. But if he gets like backlash at the beginning, like he's not going to be confident putting it out. So he has to
Yeah,
just give
yeah.
it to us, and the people who want it. It was also dedicated to Virgil
Mhm,
Abloh,
mhm.
the creative director for Louis Vuitton, and he loved house music and was a DJ. So like it was dedicated to him, and it's 9 months after Certified Lover Boy, which had all the pregnant women on it.
Right.
Which is like that's also a part of it. Like it's been 9 months since that album.
So the women were pregnant with this album.
Mm-hmm. On in the Falling Back video, which is like there's an intro track and then Falling Back. In
Mhm.
the Falling Back video, if you haven't seen it, not you, because you're not gonna care. But as a listener, if you haven't seen it, it's like a wedding, but he gets married to like a surplus of women.
Mm.
So it's like it plays on that even more.
Hmm. That's good. And would you, okay, last question and possibly we can move on. Would you say that this new album, we said it's called Honestly Nevermind,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that Honestly Nevermind gives the offspring of Certified Lover Boy?
No,
Are they cousins? Is that a child? What is the relationship, do you think?
honestly, no, because Certified Lover Boy was just like a whole different sound. Where like
Okay.
this, and I think what also added to it, usually, and this is specifically what I wanted. Usually Drake tries to cater to as many audiences as possible because he's done so many sounds and
Mm-hmm.
he's done like house sounds before
Mm-hmm.
or like Jersey club sounds before. Because he's so used to doing all that, when he made an album that was pretty much strictly like this sound,
Mm-hmm.
this dance, like basement CD, like DJs blasting, like flyer hit your phone at 6 in the afternoon earlier today, like that kind of energy. It allowed me to really engage in the world. The last track is like a rap Drake 21 Savage track that like, but it's good. Like it's one of people's favorite tracks. The people who don't like the rest, like that's the one that they
Mm-hmm.
love. But that's the last track. After you've exited out of this like house, this party, like this final track is waiting for you to like land you. And I think it's really good. Like I'll listen to the whole thing and like songs will get played over and over. Like I love house music in general. So to take like Drake, this mainstream, like pop, romantic, like lover, heartbroken sound and blend it with like house music, it just worked beautifully to me. But that's just me.
Well, I'd imagine I will agree with you, but I'll let you know next week. Or I'll let you know sooner, but I'll let
Right.
them know next week. Speaking of, okay, there's no segue for Beyonce. It's Beyonce. I was gonna say speaking of next week, but she is the moment.
She's around. She's
Um,
here.
she's here. She's arrived. Beyonce also has given us not you taking a sip in the middle of me talking about Beyonce. Beyonce deserves undivided.
She deserves a moist palate so we can get into some things.
No, you're right. You're
She
right. I
deserves no
already,
interruption in the midst of
yeah,
us talking.
nothing dry, no crackling throat. Beyonce also has blessed us with a new track. If you haven't heard it already, I'm just gonna assume that like maybe you don't have streaming services or something, but it is on YouTube, which is free, and the public library has internet. So please listen to it. Unlike, okay, don't attack me because I know how you girls like to tussle. When I first listened to it, I was like you listening in my bed when I was supposed to be sleeping. So I didn't get the but when I woke up and I was well rested and I listened to it standing up, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is it. So not like with Drake's album, because you're like, oh, I was twerking in my bed. This one, I think you should listen to it in preparation to dance or something.
Right.
Like if you listen to it with a spirit of I need to wind down for the day for the first time, you're gonna be like, no. But if you listen to it already 100 times and then you're like my sister and you have it on loop while I'm trying to take a nap, it does work still. I'm like trying to sleep and Beyonce is just like literally looping and I'm like, is this a dream? I literally can't tell. Anyway, I really enjoyed the song. And when is the full album comes to us?
July 29th.
Of course, you knew that. And it's called
Renaissance, Volume 1.
Okay. Volume 1. Huh.
Okay, here's my thing. With Beyonce, I feel like she's about to drop an amazing album. A, but that was regardless. B, every time she drops a single, like her first single, it tells you nothing about the album. Absolutely nothing. Crazy in Love comes with the Dangerously in Love album. Me, Myself, and I is also where Crazy in Love is. Baby Boy, like Signs featuring Missy, like on 4. I think Run the World Girls was, I'm not sure if that was the first one, but the rest of 4 sounds nothing like Run the World Girls.
Run the World Girls.
Right.
So you're saying that you don't think the rest of it's going to have a similar vibe just because that's her pattern?
I think it will be house and like that aesthetic. But people are like, I hope the whole album doesn't sound like this. I'm like,
why not?
It usually doesn't.
But also,
why not? No. It'll be legendary. But it won't, because Beyonce is full of trickery. And I was talking to my friend. This is before the song was released, when she was teasing stuff. So when she took her profile down. And that's when I first texted him. I said, Beyonce is coming. And then a few days pass. Then on her website, they put the what is a B7 question mark. That was on her website. And it said, what's better than one gift two? Because that's what she said for her twins. And then it was like, what is a B8? So we're like, what does this mean? So then when her organization Be Good, they celebrated Black Music Month, and they put a collage of all these different albums. Raven Lenae's album was on there, just a cute little touch. I said, me and Beyonce, we see each other.
She has a tiny desk out as well.
Oh, I watched.
Okay, good.
In that collage, have you seen the collage?
I haven't. I'm just gonna look.
I'll show. When there was a picture of Brandy's last album. What's Brandy's last album called?
Don't quiz me.
B7. Sorry, it's okay.
Wait. Okay. That can't be true.
It's called B7.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening. I'm looking up.
And next to it was this picture of like an arm, like pointing to Brandy's album.
Yeah, you're right. My question is, do people just like regularly check her site, or is it like something will spark you to go then just check specific places for clues?
What had me go look was the fact that everybody else was talking about it.
Okay.
But like, I don't just check her site. But a certain account, here's the theory with this. We think this one account, Be Legion, is like the most infamous Beyonce account. We think it's ran by Beyonce. So she uses Be Legion to like share, because they'll have like information that no one has at all. Like they got exclusive straight from her, or pictures that no one's ever seen before. So wait, this is the
No.
If my phone doesn't get disappeared,
it will.
right?
Okay,
that's a collage.
Yeah.
This is
the red. It's like a red tinted picture.
yeah.
Scary. Okay.
And it's a hand going like this. One is putting up a 7, and then it's pointing at Brandy's album called B7. And everybody was like, wait, what album is that? They lined up a picture of this with another picture of her arm up. It matched. And it was like, she's coming. And my friend was like, this is my problem with y'all. Y'all do too much. I said, but here's the thing. She does too much.
She wants you to do too much.
She wants us to like be on our toes and paying attention.
Or otherwise there'd be no point.
I said, this is not us choosing to do these things. This is us reacting to the treatment that we've been getting for years. You have to be on your toes. Because the thing is, we were like putting things together, like 7, and mind you, it was in the 7th row and 11th column, which was
this is math.
Mine. And then with that, there was other things to Ivy Park and 7-Eleven coming out, and it was a whole thing. Because 7, 8, something. She posted a picture. She posted a picture, and it was like, "Ooh, BB freaky, diggy, dimmy, pink." Right, and she was wearing Ivy Park, but no one knew that at the time. This was before it came out. And then, like, if you did the math on when she posted it, and she dropped Ivy Park within that same math. Like, she's calculated to this specific where, like, if you do certain math, you'll be right. It's scary. And it's the reason we're so afraid. Because honestly, you could do all this math and she'll just drop an album in the middle of your sleep. And so it's just like, you have no idea. You have none.
No, yeah, the girls were not sleeping when she took her profile picture down.
Oh, no. The restless nights.
I'm like, y'all, just go to bed. You don't have to be up
I'm
by
literally
the morning.
getting like worked up and hot.
You really are. Like, you're like literally shaking, voices trembling. Like she's standing behind you.
You can't see us behind me.
I really can. I'm nervous. She's like standing at the door, like, mention the 11. Mention the 11th row.
She like...
Stop, because that's scary. Because you know, when we start talking about stuff, our devices.
I was literally going to say we're not even gonna bring it up.
We're done. We're done. Needless to say, we'll be there. I won't be able to afford if she drops anything.
Well,
sorry, Miss Girl. She would need to give me 10 years advance notice for any sort of tour because the coin doesn't connect that way. But the music, oh, for sure. I'm going to stream it, obviously, because hello. You want to be on the correct side of history, you know? And I don't know if we talked about this on the show before. I know we've probably talked about it in real life, but, you know, people just disliking Beyonce and mentioning it to you unprompted, it is a big, huge red flag.
And it's very weird.
Like, it's possible that you just are like, oh, kind of passive about it, but for you to actively mention it.
Like, what are you trying to gain?
Yeah, because you want people to get worked up. That's the only reason you'd say it. You know, I'm gonna assume you love the song. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm also gonna assume that in between playing Drake, you're playing Beyonce, question mark? Like, when are you listening to Beyonce if you're always...
That's the song in between the replay.
Okay.
And sometimes in between
each song.
In the midst of the replay.
You just like cue it where it's like between every Drake song.
Every track, like an interlude.
And Apple's like, okay.
We got it.
You know.
I wish you could I honestly, I was thinking about this last night. I wish you could see how many times you stream songs before like your replay comes up.
I think you can on your computer.
Oh, yeah, you can.
But maybe. That's too much work.
Like, anyone think about her?
Nobody.
Love you though. Love you.
When we love Siri.
We love all of our electronics and our devices.
I love
Apple.
Technology.
I love you, Apple. Thank you so
Steve
much, Steve
Jobs
Jobs.
is when it
Baby, he can
comes
see you.
time
He can see you now.
for sure. I mean, he's been looking at us this whole time.
Right.
When it comes time at the end of the year or whenever the cycle is for like the Apple replay for the year, it's just gonna basically just be Beyonce and Drake.
It's me almost making a joke about Steve Jobs, but knowing the
Please don't.
consequences, so I'm just not.
No, please. We cannot afford it today. Write me a letter. That's the only safe way.
Right. I'll send a pigeon.
And then you'd be responsible for it. Speaking of execution, adulting is going to be a no. Jayden, we briefly discussed before we began how adulting, the only discernible difference between adulting and childrening is the money portion and the capitalism portion. It's kind of like a running theme on this show where Jayden will just say the word capitalism. If you were to take a shot every time you said, specifically Jayden said capitalism, you'd be dead. If you were to get a small tattoo on your body every time Jayden said capitalism, you would look like a Where's Waldo picture, just covered in doodles. And that's okay because it should be discussed. So Jayden, what specifically?
That's not how the beginning of this felt. It did not feel like things were okay. This does not feel like a safe space.
I can assure you this is the safest place to be right now. Trust me, the world is crazy. This is a safe space. So Jayden, tell us, what did you want to say about adulting? What prompted you to come to this conclusion, even though I know?
Right. Well, I don't remember how I came to like the specific conclusion, but I was like, adulting is literally just, or I'll say this. You know how people talk about when they get 30 and they feel more confident and they feel like they don't take as much, like they get it. Mm-hmm. I think by the time you hit 30, capitalism has sunk in as something you cannot escape, and your mind and body are forced to reckon with it. Like, I don't think if we didn't have capital as like the primary source of existence, we would become 30 and be this. I think we would mature and we would like learn things and whatever, but I don't think 30 and up would turn into that had this not been the hurdle that we've been having to fight with our whole life.
For sure. And we see this with the way people's personalities don't necessarily change. Like, people don't just get older, hit 30, and then suddenly don't find the same things funny. Or, of course, some things. But whenever we see someone who's 50, 60, 70, and they have a youthfulness about them, we're always surprised. But it's like, why would that? Because we always equate like youthfulness and youngness with childish behavior. It's not profitable. So why are you doing it? It's like, what do you gain from laughing with friends? Joy. Can't make money off of that.
Right.
It's a chop. So I think you're absolutely right. And I think 30 is also when I can't speak for truth because I'm not 30 yet, but I think it's also probably when your body it's also catching up with you, how often you have to work and how little rest you get. So it doubly hits you like, okay, responsibilities, capitalism is inescapable, but also I'm tired.
Yeah.
A new level of tired that I ain't never felt before. And I can say honestly, I don't look forward to it, that aspect.
No, not even a little bit. And I honestly, now that I am aware of like capitalism and its toll on my everyday life, and that it kind of is my everyday life, I wonder what 30 will be like. Like, instead of being a unconscious person involving capitalism, like knowing and being aware of it and being ignorant to it, like, who will I become fully aware of, like where I'm seated in this place and all that I'm trying to do to like add my little inserts to try and dismantle this thing.
I think that to the people around you, you'll be insufferable.
Already
because this time with a little zest.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if they're not trying to do the same, and that's not like an insult to you or a dig at you. I think it's just like when people around you aren't on the same wavelength about anything, or you're trying to do the opposite and you're going against the grain, people will be like, okay, you're annoying. This is too much. Bring it in. Just can't we ever just enjoy things? And you're like, If you knew, you'd know. So I think that you'll be insufferable, but I think that also you'll probably be, I don't know, either exhausted all the time or just constantly annoyed with the way that the world is set up. But also you'd be able to find joy in more things because you know that the end doesn't have to be profitable. So basically that's it. Now we're going to move on to the catch. This is where Jayden and I will usually catch you up on things happening in the world, specifically everything, except nothing this week, except follow us on Instagram at Child Anime Podcast on Instagram.com. Why, you ask? Because it's the right thing to do.
Also, people suck.
Oh, yeah.
The Supreme Court is awful.
Yeah.
And
the world is on fire. Everything sucks. And the people who have the power to change it are going to make it worse.
And they're trying the hardest to make it worse.
Good luck, Charlie. And that's the catch. Now we're going to move on to.
And that versus was
trash.
Weird. Okay.
Oh, weird. Sorry. Weird. The verses. Oh, yeah. I think we should just cancel verses.
I'm ready to be done with it.
Done, right? Like, I think we've got it.
But then I was like, okay, so I was having this conversation. I know. I was having this conversation yesterday through text with friends while I was outside dancing to Drake.
Of course.
And there was like, my one friend was like, I haven't watched verses in so long. She was like, I didn't know they were still doing it. I said, well, now it's become a whole thing. They're about to start selling tickets and making an event. And then while I was ready to be like, it's become too much, like, let's be done with it, I was like, you know what? People enjoy this, and people enjoy this a lot. And I can see like watching two people you love battle their discography, something we do all the time, like person to person. Like, I'm not about to sit here and act like that's a terrible thing. Are they trying to like commodify it and make it completely about money and all this stuff? Absolutely. But the bones of it, I still can get behind it to an extent. You know, like buying tickets to go see my two faves from 97 argue and play music and we all sing these classics. I can get behind that.
Pero like, if you're going to continue, the quality needs to be there. Better production.
Also that.
If you're not going to sing, on time, then turn the microphone off.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to sing well, like, please. Because you know, you have to sometimes go to people's concerts to discover, like, oh, they don't sing well live. I am tired of that portion of the programming. So let's, as a production team, be aware that this person doesn't sing well live. Either not ask them to do the verses or turn their mic off.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's hard. Like when you're in a concert, when you're at the concert live, bad singing is kind of like, you can kind of whatever because you're there. It always sounds a little better in person, and you're in that atmosphere. When I'm at home, watching it on my phone in the dark, it needs to sound good.
Yeah,
because there's nothing that's bringing me joy besides that. It's gonna be a no. Do I watch verses still? No. Do I ever know they're happening? No. How do I find out? Because people are tweeting about it as it's happening.
Yeah.
Do I then ever go search for how I can join the conversation? No. People enjoy it, but it's got to be better.
Yeah, I think production can definitely use some help and use some upkeep. But the overall principle of it, I get it.
I guess it's cute, but
yeah.
I mean, it's no. I don't even remember because I never, even when they were peak, I never watched them all the way through, and I don't understand. Like, is it truly a competition or it's truly just having fun? Right?
It's truly having fun. There's no actual competition, but the fans create the competition. Like it's because it's called versus, and like we're watching two people go back and forth with their tracks. We decide who we think won.
Right, in the comments, but like there's no trophy.
There's no like you won or you won. Actually, no.
Yeah, they need to just go ahead then and like, I don't know, do better. Like if you're gonna elevate in every aspect. Because I don't even know where you get it. Like whenever if there's ever a moment, I want to go see it, it's always on YouTube, but somebody screen recorded off of something else. Where is it truly streamed? I have no idea.
Instagram.
Okay, yeah. If it's gonna be on Instagram, then it needs to be better. The quality
They were trying, and this is where it got weird. They were trying to create their own streaming platform for it.
right.
And like just like a streaming website but you would have to pay for a subscription.
No.
And it's like, baby, we're not doing that, honey.
It's gonna be a no.
Like, if you have people come and you sell tickets, then that's one thing. But if I can just sit at home and click on, what you do is you get people to pay for ads. Like, that's how you make your money, so people don't have to pay. Like, so many ads are going to be on it. You throw 2 or 3 ads in, or like you have something going on while we wait in, or the technical difficulty, you got the ad ready. Like,
no, Jayden, you're wrong. They're sponsored events by Ciroc.
Oh, yeah.
Don't put an ad. We're looking at the Ciroc thing the whole time. Do not do ads. Don't even sell tickets. It should be free. That was the cool thing about it, the access. Yeah. Everybody can watch their two faves battle it for free on Instagram. All you need is an Instagram account. And it's not like you have to have a credit card to get an Instagram. It's the access. So now it's like, okay, it's still access because you can watch the garbage version on Instagram Live. The people in person are getting a different experience. How much are tickets even? Are tickets truly on sale? I don't even know.
I don't know if they're on sale yet.
No, I mean, like, do people have to buy tickets, or do they just like first come, first serve?
I think it's buying tickets.
Okay, then no.
No, because it's a child.
If I would pay for that, I would need to speak to management.
Yeah, I can see. Okay, and here's what I can see. This is me on production, like pitching this. Mm-hmm. Either we go to other events and host a versus, mm-hmm. or we host a versus. It's our event, but we have like a full day of performances and whatnot that people can buy. Like, you can buy tickets to come to this festival like thing, mm-hmm. and we do a versus to end the show. Right. You know, like, make it a full day event, so it's like the people mm-hmm. online only catch the versus portion of it,
but there's still something.
There's still something else that they can come see throughout the entire day.
Yeah, I can get behind that. But with this, let's go ahead and get into rehearsal as well.
Let's get the girls there a day early, at least.
At least, can we do a warm up and a mic check, please? Because my thing is, and this is no shade to the girls that do it, the guys that do it, but I don't want you to just roll out of bed and just show up.
No,
you need to be warm in the throat. And if you have lost the ability to sing, then singing is no longer your ministry.
No,
it's unfortunate, but it's more unfortunate to hear. They say never meet your heroes, but truly it should be never watch your heroes on verses, because they just
literally.
So that's actually the catch now. Can we move on from verses?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So this segment is like quickly becoming one of my faves because it's funny. And I'm always interested to hear what Jayden has to say. So this is called Take It or Leave It. Y'all know all about it. And you guys sometimes write in on Instagram stuff that you want to talk about. So basically, people will write into us with different situations or questions, dilemmas, problems, concerns, and then we'll give them our advice. What are their options to do with this advice? They can take it, or I would suggest to go ahead and leave it.
Go ahead and leave it right where it's at.
For legal reasons, just leave it. We cannot be held responsible for your life choices. And like we said at the top, we're just 20. What do we know?
Okay.
20 somethings.
We're 20 something.
Why would you listen to us? Exactly. Literally. Okay.
She really, like, although like 20 something, I guess, was our statement, no one was using it how we use it now.
She did what needed to be done.
She did.
She quite literally revolutionized the game in that way. And her flowers are being shipped out later today. You want to sign the card?
No, I'll drop them off.
Oh. Okay, excuse us. Put my name on the gift because you are footing the bill. Okay, so flowers are expensive. So let me just read the first one. It's short, but I'd imagine it's going to be lengthy. Answer. So it says, someone wrote in and they say, I broke up with my ex a while ago. Good for you. And I realized I don't know what I like anymore for myself. Okay, and then I'm not gonna lie, I typed this myself, but I didn't copy and paste it, so it doesn't make sense.
I broke up with my ex a while ago, and I realized I don't know what I like anymore for myself.
Oh, okay.
To know how to
Self-care. Okay, it's supposed to say or know how to do self-care.
Oh.
So that wasn't me actually, it was Google Docs. So yeah, they broke up with their ex and they don't know what they like anymore or how to do self-care. What do we suggest? Jayden, I'm gonna let you start with your answer because you be doing self-care.
I do. I don't know. I think you have to now respect that you may have changed, and it's not starting over because you have some things that you may have done before, but don't be afraid to like try new things or do something that you never expected you would do, because you are now a changed person. Like, a relationship was had. You learned, hopefully, through this relationship. I don't know what people do in relationships. Hopefully you've learned from it and learned things that have now progressed you into a new person. So what are some of your interests? Like, what kind of music do you like?
Mm-hmm.
Based off that, when's the next time that artist will be in a city near you? Go to a concert. What kind of food do you like? Based off that, look up the best so-and-so place in your town. Go there alone. Go visit. Go bring a friend. Where do you like to read a book? Where do you like to just, where do you find clarity in your brain? You go outside, you go home and talk to your family member or whatever. You sit in your backyard, you sit in your car, you drive. Driving, gas is high. It's dropping, but it ain't $2 no more.
Get the bike.
Okay. Do that. Do things you did as a child. Do things that you did when it was just you and your friends and y'all was teenagers and it was just cute. Like, invite your friends over, have a wine night. If you smoke a blunt. Like, honestly, it's okay to not know where to start. Tap into things you used to do and see where it leads you. Be like, oh, I actually don't like this anymore. Like, I don't like how this feels. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't find this fun. If you like cleaning, go clean some. I got a few rooms you can actually, if you don't like if you love cleaning and you think cleaning is like the greatest thing that ever happened, DM us.
Yeah, I have a couple things that need to be cleaned.
Yeah.
I know where you can start. We want to help you with this.
We want to help you care for yourself as much as I care for mine.
Absolutely. I think you're absolutely correct, Jayden. That's really, really good advice, especially like the food thing, because my brain, I don't know if you saw the thoughts just leave my brain. They did. Let me try to get them back.
I did.
That was crazy.
They flew with the burgers in the
like
back.
Literally just like slapped in my head was empty. That was great advice, Jayden. Let me start over. That was great advice, Jayden, because especially the food thing and like the artist thing, because it's so easy. Like, you at the very least know just about kind of what you like to eat. Right. And there's no shame in starting over and also recognizing that you don't like the things anymore and that you're different. But also, you don't have to credit this breakup for it, like, oh man, I was changed for the worse or for the better. Right. But it's just a time. You just different now because you're growing and you're learning. You learn about yourself. One can assume you learn about yourself while in a relationship, so naturally you're going to learn about yourself when you get out of this relationship. And also, I don't know what side of this you're on, Jayden, but I do think you should spend some time learning about yourself alone and not just like how you are in a relationship, or you're going to be asking us the same question again. Right. Some people like, oh, I want to learn how to be alone while in a relationship. I mean, you can do that, sure, but it seems like a lot of mental math and gymnastics. In this example, how to do self-care, what were you doing before?
Right.
Now elevate it because you're older. You're different.
What were you doing during? Like, just because you're no longer in that relationship doesn't mean that you can't do things that you once did in that relationship. We love doing face masks together. Okay, now I'm gonna do some face masks by myself.
Yeah, and if it's like muscle memory face mask, remind me of them. Do a different scent.
Yeah, do a different one.
Or do a different time of day.
Scent is the strongest connector to like memory.
Probably, like, that sounds true.
At the end of the day, like, you'll remember the scent.
Oh, yes.
Like, before anything else.
Yeah.
So like, if it's the scent that's bothering you, switch it. Or if it's like put on your favorite outfit and go do your favorite thing, or pick a restaurant. Find a restaurant a week and just go try it out and like start a little blog
Yeah,
or
this sounds expensive, but yeah, try it out.
it could be like food trucks or like I don't know, like fast food. Like go to your favorite
True.
fast food place
True.
and try something new off the menu every week, and put it on Twitter or just put in your notes of like your favorite things.
Yeah.
Look up, go
Just
on
text a friend or
Pinterest,
whatever.
go text someone. Like
Yes.
self-care is doing things for you,
Mhm.
and that think of how many things you could do for you. Like pretty much everything you could do for you. Rob a bank,
Yeah.
you could do it for you. Like
So sweet.
paint a picture, you could do it for you.
Yeah, I think the line, I don't know what I like for myself. Just try things. I mean, even if you don't know what you like, you know what you don't like. So don't do those things. Perhaps find, okay,
Do the
let's say, for
opposite of them.
example, you don't like being outside. Boom.
Don't
Whatever
go
the
outside.
thing is, be inside for it. Just, I don't know, do stuff. The only way to know is just by doing it, I mean, find the cheaper alternatives if it doesn't work out. Like, don't start a whole hobby that's expensive, like horseback riding or something. But yeah, I would take Jayden's advice. I would take that.
Me too.
I would so that's I take it. Let me read you the next one. This is a tricky one. Jayden was on the phone. We were on FaceTime while I was like getting this next one that I also typed, but it was a struggle trying to piece. It was a lot of he's, she's, they did this. Okay. So this is from the POV of some guy. Doesn't even matter. Okay. So he says, I've been friends with this guy for 10 years and recently became business partners. I don't know what my accent is.
It's okay.
I'm just trying a couple things.
I already questioned it and then decided to let it go. So you're good.
But just for people at home, I'm just starting stuff out.
Go ahead.
I'm happily married with 3 kids, and my friend just got married. The same friend that's the business partner. His wife is very manipulative and controlling. She treats her stepkids like trash and my friend like a prisoner. She has hidden cameras throughout their house, and because she's a ticking time bomb of emotion, I'm always walking on eggshells when I come over and make sure I'm nice. She has mistaken my friendly for flirting and told my friend that I wanted her and that all she has to do is snap her fingers and I'll come running. My friend tells me about it and says that I have to take accountability for my flirtiness towards her. This is a mess and I just want things to go back to normal. What should I do? I never got to the accent that I was looking for. There was never a clear city. But it's very chaotic, much like this.
We went on a journey for sure.
We were definitely around the world in 30 minutes.
And 2.
Yeah.
With that, we ended up here. So I think it has to be like smooth and quick, like conversation nipping in the bud. Like, I'm not taking accountability for flirtiness that didn't happen, but if you want this friendship, not take the accountability, child, because that's not what happened.
No.
But I think if you want things to go back to normal and you understand like that this is something that you want, it has to be like it's turning into your responsibility to fix it.
Yeah, which sucks.
Yeah. Which is awful. Like, it's so frustrating. And I'm going through something similar where like I'm tired of being the person that always has to fix stuff. So I get like not wanting to, but just I'm not flirting with you. Like, that's not what's happening. You are my best friend's wife. So I would love to like have a healthy relationship with you and get along with you. And you don't have to worry about me like talking to you any kind of way or like being super friendly with you if it's going to turn into like flirting accusations, because I don't need that in my life, in my household, and in my family. So we'll just keep it very cute from this point on.
This is just so hard because they were friends for so long and that is their wife. So it's not even like you can, especially since you want things to go back to normal. I hate to be the one to say it, but it never will. Unless Miss Girl has a overhaul of the way that she is. But if she's manipulative and controlling, there's no scenario in which you could provide the right amount of facts where she would be like, oh yeah,
The right amount of what?
facts.
Oh.
Well,
Well,
facts. There's nothing that you could truly say because it's really scary. It's like on a reality show, for example, like Christine Quinn on Selling Sunset. There's nothing you can say to her that she'd be like, no, you're right. She's going to obviously spin it so she's the victim. So honestly, I don't know, maybe lean into that.
I don't know. It's
And
kind of
maybe
epic.
it is, and that does kind of require. Maybe you should have a conversation with your wife first. Like, I'm just gonna but then your wife may be like, no. But either way, just get your wife on board with it. Just be like, I'm just gonna lean into it, own my fake part in all of this, so we can move forward, and everyone have the same understanding that that's done and that's over. But then it's tricky because it's like, if you admit to it and it wasn't true, then if you are accused again, it could be true because you did it before,
Right.
even though you didn't. Honestly, I'm sorry. My true answer, and this you can leave this advice. Literally, I'm sorry. Just say goodbye to your best friend. That's your business partner now. He's done. He's gone. Say goodbye. The last meal you had together, that was the last supper. He's done. Him and his wife can live in their bliss. Just make money. It's fine. It's whatever. They're done. I mean, unless the goal is to save your friend, just please save yourself.
Then that's what I was about to say. Like, or I would even just talk to my friend, and because him saying to you that that I have to take you have to take accountability for your flirtiness, and he understands that you weren't flirting with her. He's been through this already, like this type of treatment where he just has to say whatever he needs to get his wife to not be upset.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you need to talk to him and be like, babe, this is not how you should have to be treated and how you have to like walk around and do things. Like, if you know I didn't do this thing, why are you trying to make me apologize for something I didn't do? Versus like, why can't you have that conversation with her? You know, like, what's the disconnect here that's causing the disconnect here?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of, I mean, people can always surprise you, but my thing is, if they would believe that that's a possibility of your character, what does that say about what they think of you? Like, if you truly would believe that I could do that to you so easily, of course you want to believe your wife, of course you should. But if you're not even like a little bit concerned, confused,
especially because of the history of what we see your wife has done and who she is.
Yeah,
she's
we know
been
her.
Manipulative. She's been like skeptical of you and everything that you do. Like, and I've been your best friend for 10 years. Girl, bye.
Yeah, that's the tricky part about manipulation though, because you don't know. So like I said, I would honestly start journaling it down with dates so that, if anything goes left, you have your records in order. Not even just like anything physical violence wise, but also you got to keep your own marriage in check, because if she's already spoiled your friend's brain, who's to say that your wife's not next?
Right.
And now you're sad and alone because she done ruined your happy marriage.
And now she's come in your house. She's touched your child. She don't know crazy. She'll show you crazy.
She'll show you crazy. Literally the whole time. The whole time I was thinking about that, I was like, it's very much like that. It's very much obsessed.
Yeah.
Save yourself. And that's my problem with that movie, because he should have saved himself. If Idris would have just been honest with Beyonce, all of that wouldn't happen. He should have told her the first mess. That little clicking out of all of the pop-ups, that shouldn't have happened. He should have been like, yo, look at this. This is wild, this right?
Mess.
Look at this mess. Because you're over here sweating, heart pounding out of your chest, trying to exit out quick enough. That movie has problems. Beyonce should have fought them both.
Yeah. As soon as he walked in, honest. It should have been a smack to the head. No domestic violence.
No.
I think they should leave the advice, but also leave the relationship, honestly.
Yes. Yeah.
But
boom.
Everyone, except for like the point of view, their relationship is fine. Best relationship, nix it. The best friend with the wife.
But also get your business in order, because
Okay.
If they're married, that means that her name is on that business as well, and it's like partially hers as well. So
Get
make
them
sure your
documents
paperwork is in order.
signed. Make sure they may have a prenup or may not, but your prenup needs to be created.
Yeah, get a better lawyer. Okay, here's the next one. What do you do when you're newer in a profession and the other more experienced Black woman? Okay, the person who wrote in is a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
The other more experienced Black woman in your field is constantly sunning you and making it feel like it's some sort of competition between you two. What do? Pull Miss Trina to the side, ask her, "You good? We
Right.
good? It's not you against me, babe. It's us against them. I don't want your job. I don't want your man. So stop acting like it. Get it together because I need you. You know stuff that I don't know. I'm bringing a fresh perspective. They can't have one without the other. This is what they want, Queen. They want us to fight. And right now, they're winning because of your nasty attitude. So, hey, Miss Trina, look right here. Knock it off. Would I ever say this to Miss Trina? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not this bold. But that is what you should do.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I was thinking a lot more negative. I'm like, fuck Trina. At this point, like Angela Davis said, there are some Black people I do not want to be in community with. And if you're going to get in front of these white people and start dancing around and prancing and clicking your heels to try and embarrass me, the queen, you're done.
You're done.
You're dead.
But the thing is, with this example, since it's in the profession, you don't want people to see the divisiveness between you and Trina.
I don't care. Not all Black people are the same.
That's true,
and
but
we
to
are
them, they are. We are a monolith to them.
But I'm not here for them. I can't live my life in accordance with them. I understand that I just got in this profession. I understand that this is a more experienced Black woman. But if this is how the more experienced Black woman is going to acknowledge me and welcome me into this profession where it's only the one Black woman in the room until I walked in, and you want to try and son me? All these is my sons. Like, no, we're not about to do that. Because, baby, you want to son me, I'm a fetus you. And you know.
You're going to bundle of cells us. They're going to live. I'm
a pro-life you.
You know what? You're right. Trina's done. Jayden, we can still this is Jayden, you're canceled. You and Trina are both canceled at this point.
Yeah. Trina, come with me.
Trina, pack your bags.
That's like the Parent Trap. Pack your bags.
I was thinking Tyra Banks, the girl whose name I do not call, must immediately pack her bags. Why is it gotta be immediate?
Like, give me a minute.
Like, have you seen the Top Model house? It's a mess. There's no way they can pack quickly unless you already knew you was in the vibe.
Okay.
That's embarrassing. Just live out the suitcase at that point. Anyway, yeah, I don't think from memory, I've experienced something similar, but then once you are just your true authentic self all the time in that space, they realize that it's hard to be a hater. And then the Trinas will usually come together because like, dang, I'm on the wrong side of history. She's dope. So I guess advice, like Jayden says, Trina's done, but also continue being dope and Trina will come around. And if she doesn't, pull her to the side. And just let her know what it's going to be.
Also that have your moment, because this is it. If it's an issue, it's bothering you. So have your moment of like, I'm not here to impress her no more. Like I'm over that. Like I'm over trying to like let her see me, see that I want to learn from her. No, you did that when you walked in. You weren't met with meth. You weren't met with you weren't met with the love and the cuddles and all that. So you're going to continue to live and be authentically you and be audacious and so amazing.
SAT prep.
Okay. But if she comes around, don't be hard-hearted or cold-hearted or like upset about anything. Like, accept it, welcome it, be 100% authentic, but don't let her non-approval stop you from elevating on these hoes.
Absolutely. Continue being dope. And that's that. If you like the advice that we gave and it applies to your life, take it. But if it doesn't go as it should, you never heard it from us.
Right.
But if you're like, that was good advice, and I think I want my advice to be, or my problem to be advised, write into us at Child Anyway Podcast on Instagram.com. And that was Take It or Leave It. Do you have anything for Thank Me Later, Jayden?
Drake's album and Beyonce's track.
Yes, listen to Drake and Beyonce. Boom.
So this has been Child Anyway with Jayden.
And
Jayden.
Amira. You can listen to Child Anyway wherever you listen to your podcasts.
We drop new episodes every week. We may not record every week, but we drop new episodes every week, honey. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Child Anyway Podcast. You check out our website. You do all that.
Like, share, subscribe, stream, rate and review, buy some merch, hug your grandparents, walk a dog.
And make sure you subscribe specifically to our YouTube channel. Share it. Share some content. Share this with the people. These are 20-somethings that's ready to take on, I don't know.
If you have listened this far, send us your favorite meme because we need more memes in our catalog.
Yeah. And send us some Zoom backgrounds. I think every time we should have a different background. Yeah. I don't want to try to see this ever again.
Never again.
Sit down! Okay. For clear skin. Bye.
Bye. What a silly